Yo na rishyati na dveshti, na shochati na kankshati, shubha shubha parityagi, bhaktimanya same priyaha.
Yaha, one who does not rushyati, does not exalt, na dveshti, does not hate, na shochati, does not grieve, na kankshati, does not desire. Shubha, ashubha parityagi, renouncing virtue and vice. Bhaktiman, embodiment of devotion. Such a person is dear to me. So, qualities numbered 22, 23, 24 and 25 are these four. One who does not exalt, hate, grieve or desire. So the whole thing, he speaks of your inner state. The whole thing begins when you start operating with your likes and dislikes, raga, dvesha, loves and hates. These, Krishna says in the 3rd chapter, are your greatest enemy. Kill them, says Krishna. And yet, what are we doing with our likes and dislikes? We are pampering them, nourishing them, nurturing them, spoiling ourselves silly with the likes and dislikes. Not only ourselves, our children, before they grow into adulthood, they are completely ruined because we keep saying, beta, you like this, have it. Don't like it, don't have it. So as they grow up, they say, I don't like studying, so I will not study. You encourage the likes. We are not suggesting, the Gita is not saying that you should give the children all the things that they dislike. But watch out for them, because they lead you to ruin. So what happens? At the present moment, when you operate on the likes and dislikes, when the world meets with your likes, you rejoice, you exult, you're happy. When the world gives you what you dislike, you hate it. So these two are with reference to the present. Then we are constantly grieving over the past and anxious, desirous for the future. And it is this grieving over the past and desire for the future, and with reference to the present, riding on the backs of likes and dislikes, that ruins our peace of mind. So the first step that we need to take is stop the acting on the likes and dislikes. We are not saying you should not have what you like. We are only saying scan your likes and dislikes with your intellect. Bring your intellect in place and say, all right, you like this? Is it the right thing for you to do? If the intellect says yes, by all means, go ahead and do it. For instance, if your mind had said, if you like to come here and listen to the 12th chapter of the Gita, don't say, I like it, so I will not come. You bring your intellect in place. The intellect says, yes, perfectly okay, go ahead and do it. And you can enjoy life to the fullest, no limit, no taboo, nothing. You'll do it without a sense of guilt, without remorse, enjoy it thoroughly. But when you violate the instructions of your intellect and go ahead and enjoy, you will always feel guilty for it. And as a result, you can't enjoy whatever it is that you're engaging in. When you dislike something, again bring your intellect in place. If the intellect says, for instance, a student does not like to study, the intellect says your exam is coming up, you have to start studying at least now. The student follows the intellect, is fine. But if you dislike something and the intellect says it's all right if you don't do it, it's okay. And then grieving over the past. The past is over and done with. However unpleasant the past is, the good thing about it is it's over. Let go of it. Move. Future is unborn. There's no point living in the present for the future. A bhakta is one who has a desire only for the Lord, only for God, only for the state of self-realization. And so, with reference to the world, he doesn't care what the past is, the future is, or present likes and dislikes don't bother him. He has nothing to rejoice or hate in the present, nothing to grieve over the past, nothing to be anxious for the future. So how do you achieve that? There are two ways of going about it. Pick up a higher desire. Instantly you'll be freed from the likes and dislikes at the lower level. For instance, youngster might say, I don't like vegetables. I don't like healthy food. I like fried food. I like pizza. I like this, that, and the other. The moment he picks up a higher desire for health, I want to be healthy, what happens? Likes and dislikes at the food level vanish. Thereafter, he eats only the food that will make him healthy. Isn't that right? Move one step further. Pick up an emotional desire. Instantly you'll be freed from the likes and dislikes of the physical state. Move one still higher to the intellectual. You'll be freed from the likes and dislikes of the emotional and the physical. A bhakta is one who has gone beyond physical, emotional, and intellectual and picked up a spiritual desire. Therefore, he is free from likes and dislikes of the lower levels. This doesn't mean he should not have what he likes. He is not tormented by the likes and dislikes. He is not victimized by the likes and dislikes. Everyone has likes and dislikes. It doesn't mean that a sannyasi has no likes and dislikes. But he doesn't operate on them. He doesn't ride on the back of the likes and dislikes. He is in command. So, when your mind is calm, you are able to act properly. When you are free from likes and dislikes, your mind becomes calm, you are able to act properly, your future is assured for you. Quality number 26, Shubha, Ashubha, Parityagi, renouncing good and evil. This is with reference to external happenings like birth and death, war and peace, etc. Now, the basic difference is that a bhakta, a spiritual person, is one who feels joy and sorrow but is not affected by it. There is a world of difference between the two. The difference is of not feeling, of affectation. See, if you don't feel joy and sorrow, if you don't feel happy at birth and sorrowful at death, then there's something wrong with you. Then you're like a stone. But if you feel and you're affected by it, then you're reducing yourself to the level of an animal. The animal is one who feels a lot of emotion but is affected by that emotion. Live up to the dignity and prestige of a human being. A human being is one who feels intensely, deeply, much more than an animal. But he has the capacity to remain unaffected. How do you remain unaffected? When you understand that this is what the world is. For instance, when you understand that a year consists of a summer where there is scorching heat and a winter where there is biting cold. And the only good seasons are now, in between winter and summer. Then you don't get affected by it. You understand when winter comes, the beauty of winter is the biting cold. You appreciate it, you enjoy it, as someone said. There is no such thing as bad weather, there is only improper clothing. So if you don't mentally accept it and if you're not prepared for it, then you suffer. So a bhakta is one who has complete understanding of the world. Anything that happens in the world, he feels it, of course. When someone is nasty to him, he feels sad. When someone is kind to him, he's deeply he deeply acknowledges it. But he's not affected by it. You know, you need to understand that when people are nasty to you, they don't mean to be nasty to you. They are just living according to their nature. A Bhakta fully understands this. Then he says, Bhaktiman, full of devotion, full of love, complete identification with God. You know, the thing is, this oneness is not blind. And that's what he's trying to make us understand through these 35 qualities. If at all we feel love, that love is blind. For instance, a mother loves her child, but she's totally blind to the child's imperfections, to the child's faults, and therefore she's hopelessly equipped to deal with the child. She doesn't correct the child, she's not a proper role model, she's a horrible mother. The other extreme is, you don't feel at all and you're judgmental. You say, oh, you are like this, you're like that, you're an expert at picking faults with people you don't love. But what he's speaking of is a state where you have intense love, deep love for fellow human beings, but that